is Tim Peterson. Today is October 24th, 2021. This is my sheet with some notes that I'm going to refer during the video. And today I'm going to be discussing the nervous system, and this is for my Module 8 video over clinical anatomy. And in today's video, I'm going to discuss some various kinds of medical professionals or branches within medicine that deal with the nervous system, a specific organ within the nervous system and how to describe its anatomical location, and then different important anatomical landmarks within the specific organ I will be discussing. So starting off with the branches of medicine or kinds of medical professionals that deal with the nervous system, I'm going to be covering two: neurology/neurologist and neurosurgery/neurosurgeon. Beginning with the neurologist would be the clinical specialist or specialty that deals with problems within the nervous system, and specifically neurology is the non-surgical portion of the medical specialties dealing with the nervous system, whereas a neurosurgeon or neurosurgery would be performing surgical procedures and different things to deal with problems within the nervous system. Specifically, both of these would be targeting problems within the brain and or spinal cord. Next, I will be discussing a specific organ within the nervous system. I decided to talk about the brain today, and to describe the anatomical position of the brain, we could say, first off, it is superior to the lungs. The brain is also posterior to the eyes, and it is deep to the cranium or the bones that make up the skull. Next, I will be discussing some of the various anatomical landmarks of the brain, and lastly touching on the overall purpose of this organ. So starting off with, we have the occipital lobe, which is located in the posterior section of the brain. And something about the occipital lobe is it contains the visual cortex, or the center that processes our visual information. We also have the longitudinal fissure, which is a fissure within the brain that separates the left and the right hemispheres and goes down the center of the brain. Next, we have the medulla oblongata, which is part of the brainstem, and it is the portion of the brain that connects the brain with the spinal cord. It also contains the cardiovascular and respiratory centers of our brain. Next, we have the hypothalamus, which is a part of the limbic system, and specifically the hypothalamus, some of its functions contain centers for emotion, and also helps regulate or has some role within hormone production. And lastly, we can talk about the cerebellum, which is also located in the posterior section of the brain, and it has some various activities, but typically you can think of it controlling various motor activities. And lastly, we can touch on the overall function of the brain, which is generally to process and react to various stimuli from the nervous system and controlling various functions throughout the body.